Hello, everyone. I'm Professor Prince. Welcome to Real Writing for Real People. This has been an event that's been around for years here at the college in different formats. But we're so happy that you're here today. Usually it's been wonderful speakers come in, and we have a panel, and they tell us a little bit about their careers and things that they're doing now, and a little bit about what life was like as a student and some of the writing that they did as a student and how that maybe helps them or applies to their current jobs. So we hope that you sit back and enjoy our guests and hope you like the snacks, right? Yeah, it's all about the snacks. I've been talking about the snacks for quite a while, but we're so happy that you're here. And my colleague, Professor Mohammed, will help us.
Yes, but don't go away.
What? I'm not gonna go away.
Okay, stay here.
I would go away for some more snacks, but
Okay.
I won't leave you.
All right. Yes, I wanted you to stay up here just because this is kind of been do they call you Professor Prince?
Yeah.
Okay. Professor Prince has helped me with. This is our second year reviving Real Writing for Real People. Just so you know, I just want to let you know, like last year we had a filmmaker, a law student, and a photographer who all talked about their like critical thinking and composition and writing skills, the beginnings of that in the classes that they took here at CC, specifically those writing related classes. We pick writing because almost everyone has to do it, even if you're belly aching about it right now. So it was nice to hear students was like, yeah, at the time, no, but now. And so that's what we want you also, our current students, to see sort of places you could go from this point. So not sure what your trajectory is, like what you plan on doing, but thinking about our three guests today and where you might be, because we really would like to see you in, some years from now and have you come back.
Yes.
And I'm really happy this year to have our three presenters. They're actually here. Last year, we had someone coming from New York via Zoom and someone coming from Maryland via Zoom. So just because you move away doesn't mean we can't ask you back. So keep that in mind. So with that, we'll get started. And how we're going to do this is we're going to have each of our presenters come up. I'll do a brief introduction, and after each person, you can ask a couple of questions. And then when everybody presents, if we have a little short back and forth with each person, they'll all three come up at the end, and we'll engage all of them. So that is to help you figure out how you want to pay attention and keep notes so you can see who you want to talk to.
Yeah, and maybe jot a couple questions as the speaker is speaking, and then that might help a little bit later in that portion.
Yep. And then we hope at the end that I will have my very short survey working so that you can do a survey and just help us know, do you think this is worthwhile? You're here this time because the students who came last year found it was worthwhile. We don't want to make that assumption, so you are part of the decision making of what we do moving forward. All right, so thank you.
Welcome.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, so I'm going to bring up our first presenter, Shante Miller. And Shante actually, I think, was in a class with me, English 101. And Shante is a stylist and an entrepreneur. And with that, I'm going to let her fill you in on what that looks like in real life. So.
Hi, everybody. I talk for a living. I'm very comfortable up here. So, yes, Marcelata and I met back in her class, English 101, back in 2012. Because Tiki and I took that class too. Desiree was also here with us. So, I'm from Grand Rapids, Michigan. I was born here in 1978 in that big blizzard. My dad had to carry my mom to the car, she didn't get her blueberry pancakes that day. I moved around quite a bit. My dad's family is from Gary, Indiana. I visit there pretty often. I went to Potter's House here. I went to Potter's House by Roosevelt Christian Church, Granville area, Wyoming. Then I went to Granville from 7th grade to 11th grade. From 4th grade to 7th grade, I went to Granville in Granville, and then I moved to Holland, which was different. All this to say, I've been around a lot of different people, and you learn how to communicate with all those different people. I learned Spanish a little bit because I look a little Spanish, being around a lot of Spanish-speaking people at work or my friends. Then, when did I go to college? In 2011. I moved here 2006. Let's backtrack. I went to cosmetology school in 2001. Also lots of different ways. You have to learn a consultation when you talk to your clients. You have to know their lifestyle. You have to know what do they want for their hair. What are their problems for their hair? Where do they want to be in 3 years, in 3 months with their hair? You have to learn how to draw these answers out of people when they don't know the answers. They don't know what they want. They think they know what they want. Like Tiki said one time, you want me to do what? So I also have to explain to them that maybe baby girl, sweetheart, honey, you can't have that. So all that prior education with all these different people and all these different schools, that really helps you to learn how to communicate and spot things and be appropriate. That's also, you probably learned, who is your audience? That's very important. Who is your audience? I'm not gonna tell, when I get a child in my seat, and we call it behind the chair. When I'm behind the chair and I have a child in my seat, I'm gonna turn into a preschool teacher. Do you want a baby girl cape or do you want a big girl cape? And then she don't know, and she's like, I want a big girl cape. Okay, so we wanna be a big girl today. So I'm not gonna talk to you like a preschool teacher, I'm gonna give you 2nd grade teacher now. So that's very important to learn your audience. Who is your audience? Because the 2nd grade teacher, I'm not gonna talk to her like the preschool lady or the preschool little girl. So learn your audience, that's very important. Let's go back to my schooling and where I've been. I graduated from Mason County Central. Does anyone know where that is? That's up in Scottville.
Is it up north?
It's up north. Yeah, which is a fun thing about Michigan, right? Like, how far north is up north? Where are we? So yes, it's up north for us. It's up in Scottville, which is on US 10. Very different up there. You have to learn. It's just different. So then I graduated from there. I didn't go to cosmetology school until 2001. So I had all that time in between. Guess who I worked with then? I was a manager, a med tech, and a resident aide taking care of our elders. Like, imagine how I have to communicate then, and the environment. So I'm working with people who are trying to escape. They want to get out of here. And you have to respect them. They're our elders. They're a baby inside. And there's a term you use in that world called redirect. You have to redirect them. You come up to them from the front of them. You don't want to surprise them from behind. Don't do that. Because they also want to fight. Because why do they want to fight? Why do they want to fight? They have pain. They can't stand upright. Their bunions are crazy. They have their skin from you have to learn how to communicate with these people which it's very, very difficult. But you have to change you at this time. Don't change who you are, change how you communicate with these people in order to get redirect. So that was a lot of fun. What did I do after that? I've worked at United Way as a receptionist. Got to talk to lots of different people there. People walking in off the street looking for help from 211. When the clergy meeting comes in, you're talking to lots of different types of religious people. They're gonna go into one meeting, they have to learn how to communicate with each other. Yeah, you have to learn how to communicate with that one person that clears their throat every 5 seconds in the office. Everyone can hear them. And you also have to learn how to communicate with the lady who is most impatient about that guy who keeps clearing his throat. So that was fun. I was doing United Way as a work study while I was here at GRCC. I learned so much, so much. Like Ms. Morsalata was saying, you might not think you're going to use your business degree. Let me tell you, every time I go to the bank and I have to drive like this to get out of the bank, those things, I don't know if you guys remember, if you took this class, is it a retail class, I don't know. Every tree in the parking lot is placed there strategically for a reason, especially at the bank. They don't want you just driving out the bank with their money. You have to do a weave or you're gonna tear your car up before the police get there. So, in retail, I have to sell retail for my job. That's a big part of my job. I have to connect the dots. That was another big class I took. The consultative strategic sales model in one of my sales classes. Very important for life, for your personal life, for your business life. What is the need? And what do I have for you? Or vice versa. Who's in need? Who's got the goods? And how can we bridge the gap? That's a huge important conversation for your relationship, for your marriage, for the cashier. The cashier needs money. I got the money. Where's the bridge in the gap? That's the POS, point of sale. Another business word you thought you would never remember, never need in this life, in this business degree. Back to retail. My job depends a lot on selling retail. If you ever go to a salon, they're gonna really try to sell you retail. First of all, because you need it. Second, because they're probably getting 15% off of it so they can go to Mexico next year, which is great. It's an incentive. That's communication, right? So when I'm selling you retail for your hair, I'm probably not gonna sell Desiree the same thing I'm gonna sell Tiki or myself. We have different needs, we have different wants. First of all, what's your price range? I don't know if you guys took this class, one of my sales classes. It's even it's part of the psych. Sales are driven emotionally. And a huge part of that emotion is your nose. People buy stuff that smells good. People want to smell good. People remember things by their scent. That's the strongest memory you have, your scent. So that's a huge part in my career. I sell people things and they love how they smell. That's gonna be the first or second thing they buy by, the price or the smell. Then, what is it doing for them? Do they have blonde hair? Do they need some purple pigment? You know what I mean? Are they looking for smoothing? Are they looking for volume? I have to ask them these, and I have to learn them while I'm doing their hair. See their facial expressions, see how they're primping themselves, look at pictures of them. When's the last time you loved your hair is a great question for consultating for hair. Because they're gonna take themselves back to that moment. You're gonna see their facial expression, their tone is gonna change. Yeah. What else? Also, communication in my job. In my job, there's a term called frequency of visits, FOV. I want you in here as much as possible. I'm gonna sell you a conditioning treatment you can take home. I'm gonna rebook you. So say if I have a men's cut, when you wanna come in every week, every 2 weeks, you get a lineup. Yep. I don't need to see you every 8 weeks. All you do is down here. So before you leave, before you're out of my chair, I need to communicate with you. In order for you to come back, how often do you want to get your hair cut? That's a huge thing to communicate to your clients. So also one more thing I'm going to touch on really quickly. Yes, I am an entrepreneur. I'm going to take my real estate class in the end of next month. Thank you. So a lot of different type of communicating that I need to learn. So I'm really excited about that. Do you guys have any questions for me right now? What's that?
Is there anything like, because I know English 101 is mostly a workshop class on like getting your ideas and everything together. When you were like deciding that like you wanted to do real estate, even though it's like completely different from what you do now, is there any skills that you took specifically from English 101 to like make that transition?
Specifically from English 101, I think just the critical thinking, really, like it's such a critical thinking, it's a workshop. She really makes you think, like that rhetorical thing. I hope she doesn't give you that assignment.
We already did. We just did it.
We just did it.
I was like, what is this? It's the critical thinking. Because I don't really know yet exactly what I'm gonna be getting into, but really just reading the person as well you can, maybe be fluid with them, because there's also a term in real estate called like a silent, quiet buyer. They won't give you any indications. They're gonna be walking through the house like this. No, nothing. On purpose. It's a strategy. So you just have to be able to read them and you have to be able to communicate. You have to figure out little, leading questions, no yes or no questions. Any other questions right now?
I have a question.
What's up?
Do you feel like your education has continued outside of the classroom, like in real life?
Oh yeah. Yeah, so I used to.
Sorry, one more time.
Do you feel like your education is it on? Okay. Third time charm. Do you feel
Hello.
Hi. Do you feel like your education has continued outside of the classroom and you've continued to grow with real life experiences?
I'm so glad you mentioned that. Because I do have a philosophy about myself. Learn something every day, do better every day. So, yes, I have taken lots of other certifications in my beauty career, and in my just work career, like so many little in-services about, I don't know, interviewing way back with Michigan Works. That was just stuff that they did to help you get a job. But so I was at Design One for 10 years, almost 10 years, and I taught nails there. And I was a go-to for men's cuts, because I am C&D nail certified. I'm OPI certified. I've got a Brazilian, oh my gosh, I'm wax certified. Yeah, so much extra education. It's very important. And what does that help me do? Talk to lots of different other people about lots of different other things. It well rounds me. I'm knowledgeable about lots of little things. Thank you for that question. Yes. Can we get the mic?
You are asking another question.
I also work elections, which is very interesting, and I really encourage you guys to do it. You do kind of volunteer, but they pay you pretty well. And that is a excellent education. Oh my gosh. Yes, please.
So if you did not take English 101 or any English writing workshop, like what was your before and after? Like how did you?
I didn't plan on going to school.
Oh really?
I didn't.
Okay.
I didn't. I needed money. I needed money. I'm a single mom. Little personal. I'm a single mom. I never got child support. I got $1,000 child support. They're 26 and 25 now. I was like, this whatever job I was doing at the time is not working. I need to do something. And I remember going to cosmetology school. I got a check. So that's what I did. So I came to GRCC to get some money, Miss Marcelata. Yeah, and it worked out for me. I made good friends. I had an excellent experience. I really, really, really value my education here, my business education, everything. Like retail, it was a retail class. I learned why stuff is color, why it's placed right here, why is it on the bottom shelf, why it's on the top shelf. Yeah. You can just spot it out. It's fun to see your education out in the world. Yeah. Anyone else real quick?
Well, thank you.
You're welcome, thank you.
Don't worry, she will be back at the end, but thank you for being first. We're not gonna say how we did that, but there was a lot of rustle and tussle. Y'all didn't get to see that part. But thank you for being our first speaker. And she'll be back up at the end and also demonstrating, like, yes, we'll take questions individually. And then hopefully you'll see everyone and be like, oh, after seeing everybody, I have some other things that I want to ask. And now we have a microphone for you all. So up next, our next guest speaker is, this is when I will say this person's name wrong, and there's no reason to do that at all. But Natiki Moore. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. All right, I have notes. I am Nai Tiki Moore. Nai Tiki, yes, I know. It means nothing. I mean, it means I'm Nai Tiki. So when people ask, I just say it means me. Then what is that from? Where does it come from? It means it's me. No, that's very original. Yes, I am. It is definitely fits me. It fits me. I'm gonna tell you a little bit about my background first. Oh, I had that. Hold on. Excuse me. Yeah, I forgot about this. So just nothing. I just did this so it could be a little more. Yeah, I've never done that. So how do I get right here? Oh, we're coming to. How to put it on? Hold on.
And now you can push.
And just go here. All right. So yeah, but I'm gonna tell you a little bit about my struggle to strength. I don't know how much strength I have. My head tells myself, you can do better, you need to do more, and that's, I guess, how I push myself. And how my education has transformed my life and my career. So a little background about myself, in case anybody feels like they can't go to school or don't feel like they're smart enough to go to school or not good enough or whatever, what has you. My background, I'm the oldest of 3 girls. My mother had 3 girl children. I'm the oldest, so I'm a bit bossy. I think I know what I'm doing. I'm just always been, I'm a giver, because I've had to take care of my younger siblings. My mother was in the streets a lot. We grew up in the projects in Flint, Michigan, if anybody heard about that. So hard times growing up. Never seen anybody around me, I'm gonna say my family, do something. It was like our generation was like, I can't look to this person or that person for incentive to make my life better. So I kind of went outside my family structure. People used to think I thought I was better than them. No, I was different. I had this internal fire, this burning to do something more. I didn't want to be like my family. I wanted to be better. I wanted to show people more. So yeah, both of my parents were addicted, drugs, alcohol, and all that stuff. So I just seen a lot of negativity, and I wanted to do better and get away from that somehow, some way. I always went across the street. We want to say across the railroad tracks. I didn't hang in the projects. I went across the railroad tracks and went in the good neighborhoods, the suburbs, and I wanted to be around people that where I felt like I wanted to be like, or they can show me, or hey, they got a beautiful house. How can I get that? How do I don't want to be on welfare all my life. I don't want to do this. And there's steps to that process, and education is definitely one of them. And when I say education, people always think of school education. If you have an education, far as even if you don't feel like you wanted to go back to school, reading books or listening to podcasts or coming to workshops or doing things like that, that is also education. Just always, like Shantae say, try to learn something every day and be better every day. Whether it's you washed 2 loads of clothes yesterday and now this time you did 4.
Yeah.
Do better, little by little bit every day. Okay, I told you about my background and challenges. Motivation to keep me going despite my hardships, that was one of them because I wanted to do better. I wanted to see people that look like me. I wanted to see Black people do well, anybody do well, but in my realm, in my family and all that, it was just in my immediate family. We had elders that had good stuff, but they were 60, 70, and 80. They had lived their lives. I wanted to see people like me, younger people, or, to do better. And that's when I lived in Flint, moved to Holland, Michigan. Woo, culture shock. It was clean. I didn't see people walking down the street with brown paper bags drinking out of them. It was like, wow, I can reinvent myself here. I could do better. I had a 5-year-old at the time. I wanted to show her more. I always in my head wanting to break generational curses. It took me a minute. I still had that Flint mentality. I still had that ghetto mentality, and Holland PD kind of showed me, we ain't about to live here and still act like that. So it took me a minute. I got in trouble. I did things I wasn't supposed to do. And I got married while I was in Holland. And what made me move to Grand Rapids, I got a divorce. I didn't want to live in Holland anymore. Holland is a very small community. I didn't want to run into my ex-husband and his people. I wanted to start over. I moved to Grand Rapids. Oh, Jesus, I can't even remember. It had to be maybe 2009, maybe 2010-ish, something like that. I said, hey, if you want to do better, do something you've never done before. Again, it still took me a while, but I came to the campus and I walked around. In my head, I didn't think I can get, accepted into U of M or Western or something like that. Let's go and see what's going on in community college. So I came here feeling so intimidated, feeling so like I'm too old for this. I was about 36 at the time. You know the age here, right? I thought I was, I'm gonna do this. Went to school, had to write in the English class, and what that class has taught me throughout everything I've been through in life. Again, critical thinking, critical skills, learning, communication is a big part, and I'm a communicator. I work in registration at U of M, Michigan Health West, the old Metro, so I communicate with people every day and on their level, finding your audience. I deal with a lot of elder people, and I work in the ED department at the hospital as well, registering them. And a lot of people that I work with, especially younger, they get mad easily, they get aggravated, irritated at people, and I'm trying to talk to them like these people are elders. They don't feel good. They're not here because they want to be. They don't want to be here, so don't take it personally. Learn how to communicate with your audience, and try to be respectful. So I came to CC. I had a backpack and I was trying to be like the young kids, and they was holding it on one arm, you know, and trying to be cool. And all of a sudden my back started hurting and aching. I forgot what professor told me this. It might have been Mercelada. Like, yeah, you can't do that. Yeah, I'm like, oh, my back is killing me. I'm trying to walk with the backpack on one side, so I figured that out really quickly. Don't do that. But I still had a lot of self-doubt. I didn't feel like I was smart enough. I didn't think I was good enough. I didn't think anything. I took all the tutoring that I could take because I just wanted to do this class and do it well so I can show my children and now my grandchildren. I have 3 grand boys, and everything is about education with them, with me and them. I talk to them about all that, you know. So I just kept going, doing step by step. After the first semester, I felt more comfortable, but I still felt out of place. I don't know if it was imposter syndrome or what, but still felt out of place. But then I started getting good grades. And then I was like, wow, I could do this. It was different from high school where my life was so bad at home, I just didn't really concentrate in school. This time I'm older and I can concentrate. I got on the dean's list. What? Me, Naitiki from the projects, dope, it's addicted parents, I was on the dean's list. Now I keep going. I was on the dean's list maybe 4 to 5 times. My my relationship with CC, so it made me feel good. I graduated with my associates and I planned on going back. I did do Ferris for maybe a semester. Got in a relationship, met somebody, and yeah, now I really I don't have to go back to school because now I'm good, I'm comfortable. He's in a good place, so he's gonna bring me up in a good place, and now I don't have to do that. Never stop doing what you want to do with your life for nobody. He never asked me to. He actually told me to keep going, but hey, I don't have to go back to school. You're living good, I'm living good now. I don't have to go back to school because I was going to school to try to better my life. I'm better now. Hey, we got this. Guess what? He passed away. Huh?
We finna go 50-50.
No. We don't do that. No. I didn't do anything for 9 years. I had no bills. He made me pay nothing because he wanted me to be in school, finish my degree, keep my credit right, do all the right things, and he was here to help me and support me in that. But I didn't do that because I'm good now. He passed away 1.5 years ago. Whoa, life. I'm back in the same spot that I was in when I met him, except my credit is a lot better. All right? So I'm back in the same predicament, so now here I am again. I have to go back to school because I don't know if you all know what the rent and home prices and rent is now. It's crazy. So I was paying almost $1,400 for a 1-bedroom apartment on my own with all the other things I have to do. So yeah, so I'm back in school. I'm trying to go back. I'm going back to be a health and human case management person in the hospital, hopefully, God willing, if he takes me there. So my communication, me talking to people, knowing people, critical thinking, the writing, I have to do emails, I have to speak with patients, I have to, do all that kind of stuff with my experience through writing. So yeah, I'm going for have my associate's degree in criminal justice. I wanted to be a juvenile probation officer. That did not work out. Now I'm going for my bachelor's degree for something I really know I want to do. I want to go help people with education, with housing, with all the things that they need help with. And yeah, that's all I have to say. Stay persistent, believe in yourself, wherever that takes you, believe in yourself. Get your education. Don't let anybody stop you from being who you want to be and who you are, regardless of what they say. And try to always be positive, guys. Positivity plays a big role in communicating and for people to actually really listen to you. Nobody wants to listen to a negative person all the time. Stay positive. And thank you. Any questions? No. Where's her microphone?
For real. We're getting it.
Yeah, we're gonna get it.
I don't.
Tiki, do you have any stories of patients being mean to you?
Yes. And I just looked at him and said,
Did he do it?
oh.
I just blurted my question.
Uh,
I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
I told you I'm.
Yes, patients being mean to me, again, I don't take it personally. I figure out, the best way to deal with them one-on-one. I've had patients be mean and I say, listen, I know you're not feeling well. I just need to get this, information from you so you can be billed properly. I know you don't, I need to do this or that. I've had people tell me to get out their rooms and I say, okay, if you don't, I'll do that and I leave. I'm not gonna fight with you or like but I'm not gonna get upset and take it personal either and attack them because I know where they are in their headspace. So just again, knowing your audience and knowing what they've been through, knowing what they're doing, knowing that when people try to hurt you, it's not really you. They're mad at themselves, they're mad at their lives, they're mad at other stuff that's happening. It wasn't really you. So try to remember that kind of stuff. Yes, ma'am.
Was there anything that
Let's pretend it worked
okay.
really loudly.
Okay, really loudly. I hope you all can hear me because I won't. But is there anything that you didn't know like before taking like your first like basic English communications class at GRCC that you like shifted your mindset?
There was a lot of things I didn't know, still a lot of things I don't know. Again, learn something new every day, and I love to be around people that educate me. I love people that makes me do better, pull up my game, be smarter. But there was a lot of things I didn't know. Truth be told, I didn't know commas and colons and where they go and how to use the theirs, the THEIR, THERE, THY, comma RE. I didn't know a lot of those things, a little basic things because I just got by in high school. I was an angry child, probably most of the time hungry, and had dusty clothes on, so I wasn't thinking about school, So yeah, it's just a lot of things I learned from there, and it's a lot of things I still think about and deal like when I write my papers in school. I remember those things now. It just always comes back, like Shantae said, you see things, you be like, wow, I'm actually using this. Wow, this is actually true, So yes, ma'am, a lot of things. What was that? Oh, that's clapping. Oh, okay. Anybody else? Anybody else? All right. Thank you, guys.
So, okay, we have two, and y'all, the front row, I mean, come on, yeah, they sat in the front row, but 3 rows deep, y'all, and 4 rows in back row, y'all still part of this conversation. So you had 2, so hopefully we'll get this next person in, and we'll get to ask Mario some questions at the end of his presentation, and then we'll bring all 3 of them up, and then it's gonna be, it takes a village to learn. So hopefully I can get you all into that. So next up is Mario Atkins. Oh, come up. Mario is actually, I think this is the first year that I had classroom contacts with all of the presenters we have today. Last year, not so much, but we have a lot of great faculty, so we're looking for more people. So if you have someone who came here and they're doing something like, look, you need to go back and share, and then I'll look for you. And can I get a show of hands of if you're planning on transferring and going to a 4-year school?
No.
All right, so if you do 2 years here and then you do the time there, I'm expecting to see you in like 6 years. So I was like, hey, where are you? You need to come back and talk. So I know you was in, Professor Prince's, and isn't that cool too? It's like, who's your teacher? Prince. Like, really? That's awesome. So thank you, and I'm gonna turn it over to Mario.
Thank you. All right, so thank you, Dr. Muhammad, for bringing me back here. My second English class was, my professor was like, Mario, you should go to this honors English class by Miss Bursalada Muhammad, and I was like, okay, I'll do it. So I started off at Grand Rapids Community College. What I want to say, it's really awesome to see you all here. The reason why is no one's making you come here. It takes initiative to learn and grow. And I always love seeing students who actually take initiative, and we're gonna talk a little bit about that as well. So when it comes to learning, you have to be the driving force of it. Your professors will help you, but they can't help someone who doesn't want to help themselves. So the fact that I see you all here, that's awesome. So to give you all a little bit of ethos about me, credibility, like why should I listen to this person? I'll give you the quick spiel because I want to keep this brief so we have time for all of us to come up here. So my name is Mario Atkins. I started at Grand Vista Community College. I transferred afterwards. I went to GVSU, got my bachelor's in communication studies, and my master's is in student affairs. So my master's is working with you all. Yes, there's a degree for that. I'm currently a doctoral student at Cornerstone University, and my dissertation is generative AI and how it impacts student learning outcomes and authorship. We're gonna get into that a little bit too. So you all actually have, so there's two professors here who teach English, so I'm gonna give you all a pop quiz. And you wanna make sure that they look good too. So we have a sentence here. This sentence right here is the boy yelled help and he saw a brave dog quickly run to the rescue. So that's a Pokemon. I like Pokemon. A few fun facts about me is I have an identical twin brother. I was homeschooled. So people say, oh, you don't act homeschooled. And I'm like, yeah, don't assume things. And so I love being homeschooled. I feel like GRCC going from being homeschooled to, it helped socialization. It helped the only thing I didn't like about being homeschooled was I could not skip school. It didn't work. And I also couldn't switch classes with my brother. Like the most thing we could do was switch seats, but that's kind of lame. Anyway, so let's go back to this sentence here. The boy yelled help and he saw a brave dog quickly run to the rescue. I teach a course at Cornerstone University called Learning Strategies, and basically it's review. It's review because it's things that I would think at the high school level students would know, but in the college, I'm like, how do you not know this? So anyway, this is a question, and I want some audience participation, please, because this is a question. What is one of the articles in this sentence? What's an article?
What's an article?
There are 3 articles there. What are the 3 articles? I'll just tell you. So there's only 3 articles in our English language. The, a, and an. Only 3. So the and isn't there, but like the and a is. So the word boy, what is that in this sentence? Correct. It's a noun, because a noun is a person, place, or thing, right? Where's the adjective?
Quickly, run, rescue.
So what does an adjective do?
Oh, brave is
Describe.
Correct. Yeah. So it's brave, right? Because it's talked about the dog. One more. Where is the conjunction?
And.
Yeah. Yep. What about the adverb? The adverb.
Quickly.
Correct, because an adverb it modifies a verb, which the verb is run. So we won't spend too much time on this, but I'll be honest with you. If you're looking at this sentence and you did not know what some of these parts of speech are, instead of scrolling through Instagram and all those things, take initiative and learn this, because this is important. You're an English speaking person, you should know this. This is important. So when Dr. Muhammad asked me to, let me show you this one too. This one is a little bit more fun because it shows you the color. So it's color coded. And I encourage you to know this. No one is gonna make you learn this, but you have to take the initiative to learn these things yourself. When it comes to writing, you wanna write with intent. Like I can write up something really quick, but if I don't know what this is, how is this a reflection of my knowledge, right? A lot of the one that always gets to students are the interjections, like help. Yeah, that's an interjection. So when Dr. Muhammad asked me to come here, this is called Real Writing for Real People. Are you all here just to get a degree and have fun, or do you want a job with a degree afterwards? Yeah, so I want to share with you all some pieces of writing and some implications of what those mean, at least for me, okay? So the first is this document here. one of the things I do at Cornerstone University is just like Cornerstone, GRCC has like a disability services office, right? It's where students go to get accommodations if they have a legally warranted disability. So I do that at Cornerstone. I look at medical documentation. It could be you have dyslexia, ADHD, anxiety, depression. Those are all can be classified as disabilities to give you accommodations. Now, this student did not request accommodations, but they basically falsified their admission into the university. And so they didn't apply, but when I found out about the situation, I wrote this up. And so I'm gonna read a little bit of this for you. And this is the core and the heart of what we're doing. This was an example of me using a piece of writing, and I'm gonna tell you what became of this piece of writing and the implications that happened with it. I'll fast forward and let you know that the student tried to do a lawsuit. They tried to sue the university, they tried to sue me, I was named in it, my supervisor was named in it, and then they always named the president and all that stuff. So this went to court, and one of the pieces of evidence that the judge used was this that I wrote. I wrote this. So let me just be straight up with you. When you get into your career, and you start to send emails to people, when you start to publish written things, this kind of stuff can come back to you. So this ended up in court. If I wrote this wrong, if I did anything wrong here, I could have got in trouble, I could have lost my job, would have been a whole bunch of news articles about like how Cornerstone University did something bad. But you know what? I was 100% in the right. I'm not dumb. I know ADA law. I know 504 administrative laws. It's all articulated here. The judge ruled in my favor, and this was a key piece of evidence there that was used. So two things about that. If I didn't have this, it would have been just my word and all that stuff, but I had like written testimony and written evidence. It was very helpful. The second thing is when you write something, especially when you're in a public sphere, when you're emailing or doing anything, be careful what you're writing and how you write it. I would say, I'll be honest and say, my English writing has definitely been improved because of GRCC, like the start of like how important your writing is. We're talking about how your writing is in your careers. This is an example of like how it can come back and whatnot. And so just be careful because you never know if an email or anything will come back and like what the implications could be. And it wasn't just about that I wrote it, but if I wrote this incorrectly, lots of mistakes, that also could have like been held against me. The second thing is at Cornerstone, I think I told you all, so my dissertation is on generative artificial intelligence, and we're gonna get into that a little bit too because it has a lot to do with writing. So I wanna say this first. Students, I'm a student too. I used to be a student. My dissertation is on AI, generative AI. I'm in support of it. But let me be real with you, okay? Your professors know if you use it. One, okay? So let me just like let you know that now. They can look at that and they'll know exactly that it was written. That's a poor reflection on you. You're gonna get a 0, you're gonna fail the exam or whatever the thing is. Don't use it like that. It's a tool. Don't ask it to write a whole essay and then copy it. I've had several of my students insult my intelligence by like sending something, and then they so misguidedly use it at the end of it. This was written by generative artificial intelligence. It could be wrong. And I'm just like, do you think I don't read this? Like, F. Like, don't do that. You know another reason why you don't do it? It's a shortcut that's undercutting your intellectual development. It's not helping. It can be helpful, but you're bypassing. Remember I showed you that thing about the parts of speech? It bypasses those fundamental things if you use it incorrectly. So I'm in support of it, but you have to be careful with it. So I want to show you all this. Guess who wrote that? Yeah, I wrote a policy. Depending on where you work or what you do, you might get into something called policies and procedures, which dictates the whole structure of an organization. Some of our speakers who were up here, I'm sure that for their organizations, they have policies, procedures, And I just gave you an example of legal implications of some of this stuff. So this is also about accountability. If this didn't exist, students would be getting away with it, for one. But to be honest, I had to word this very, very specifically. There's even an expert at the end that says professors reserve the right to discern if generative AI usage is essential to a course's learning outcomes and communicate approved usage to students. We're not saying it's all barred. If the course's learning outcome includes generative AI, that's fine, but be careful with it. And so I just want to show you all something really quick. So this is AI. There's a statement that says, "Tell me about Dr. Mursalada Muhammad, who works at Gravis Community College." Let's see what it comes up with, and I'll read it. Am I connected to the internet? Let's see. Okay. All right, I'll read this. So this is generative AI talking about a public figure, and this is what it has to say about that individual. I'm not gonna read all about it. But Dr. Mursalada Muhammad is a distinguished professor in the English department of Gravis Community College, where she has been educating students since 2001. She holds both bachelor and master degrees in English from Oakland University and earned her PhD in leadership and change with a dissertation titled "Mapping the Historical Discourse of a Right to Read Claim, Situational Analysis." The reason why I'm showing you all this is for two reasons. One, this is a powerful tool, but it's a tool, remember. It can be helpful, but don't use it as a crutch. The second is your reputation and your legacy. Think about those two words for a minute, your reputation and your legacy. What do you want it to say about you? Do you want it to say that you were someone who cheated in school, or you did X, Y, or Z? These things are out there. It's not gonna change. Like, once you have a reputation and whatnot, like, these things are there. So just be very cautious with that. And I would say I'm really, like I said, I'm really proud of you all for being here, for coming to this session. I wanted to show you some pieces of writing that are impactful for when you graduate. Yeah, you're a student right now taking classes, but soon you're gonna be in your career, sending emails, writing policies, all those things, and that's why this is so important. So just make sure, don't shortchange yourself, and don't wait for your professor to test you. Test yourself. That's what I tell my students. Don't wait for your professor to give you an exam on what you're studying. Test yourself. The AI can, like, you ask it to make a multiple choice based off different things, like, it can do that for you. It's amazing. I love it. But I think in the future there definitely will be some laws with it. And I wanted to specifically talk about AI because it is a problem in higher education institutions. And I want to be real with you all. Like, one, we know when it's you, so don't think you're getting away with it. I can identify it in 3 seconds because my dissertation is on it. I study it. The second is it's a tool. Like, I'm in support of it. It's my physical trainer. I use it for a whole bunch of stuff. Like, give me a random fact. We talked about learning something every day. Give me a random fact. It'll give me a random fact. It's a great tool, but when it comes to authorship, don't shortchange yourself. You want to put out your own work. Don't let some random machine dictate your legacy. Thank you.
We have just a couple minutes, but it's gonna be perfect timing. Would our panel like to come and sit up front? And I have the microphone turned on, ready to go. It doesn't, the light's on. So, but yeah, so if you have a question, I'm gonna field it. We just, and thank you so much for being here. It's been
Thank you for having
wonderful.
us. Yeah, for sure. I enjoyed it.
We'll thank you again in just a minute. Let's get some questions.
You can go first. Oh, I'm sorry. It's my meeting. I'm sorry. It's my class.
Is it on? I have a
I
question.
like this. I'm nervous today. I'm like, what is she doing?
Generative AI is
And Anne's on
helpful.
twice.
Why do you think so, or useful now, or why is it good?
So there's a philosophy about, as human beings, we're innovators, and we make things that are helpful for us. Like, why would anyone choose to do something that's more difficult when there's an easier option available, right? Like, I'm not gonna do that unless there's some real reason to take the harder road. And it also deals with ethics and morals. And like, we as individuals need to know right from wrong. Like, okay, there's a piece of fruit here, and then there's this really bad to eat thing. Like, like, which one should I take? Like, that's gonna be up to you to make that moral, like, ethical decision. But AI is in everything. It's in your phone, it's in the computers, like, everything is AI. This generative artificial intelligence has just come about a little bit more frequently. So, but we've always been using AI, just in different ways. I just believe that it's a helpful tool for us because, again, why are we choose to do something that's more difficult when there's an easier, more efficient option available?
On the topic of AI, do you teach a class with about AI?
I use AI as a study tool, and so I have my students make practice tests using it. So again, when I said, like, don't wait for your professor to test you, test yourself, I give them a PDF, they upload it, and it generates practice tests for them. So I use it as a teaching tool, yes, and it's great.
Okay. And then I was just wondering, like, do you also discuss like the negatives of AI with that class and teach more on the ethics of AI?
So we talk about cross-check your information, make sure you cite your references. The reason students get in trouble when they use AI is you have to specifically cite that you use AI. Like, it's okay to use it sometimes, but in your references at the end of your paper, you have to put AI was used or you're plagiarizing and all that stuff. So yes, we talk about all those things, and it's not useful for everything. It's useful for some things, but some stuff you should learn how to do. Like, AI isn't gonna help you know, like, those things that you can study with it, but at the end of the day, like, if you like we don't want we want humans to always remain at the forefront. We don't want someone to be like, I'm gonna ask AI because this person won't know it. Like, we're people, we made you AI, you're not overtaking us. That's why we need to make sure that we stay on top of it. It takes all of us.
Yeah.
We do have time for one or two quick questions. Anybody else? Gotcha.
Yes, it is. That's interesting, because I'm about to go do some stuff.
So each of you talked about the subject of critical thinking, and we talk about that a lot in our class. How do you guys use critical thinking in your every day-to-day life?
They're using it now.
Yeah.
I use critical thinking in my just knowing what's better. I mean, I don't react as quick as I used to. I think a lot more about what I'm gonna say or think, and I think that's part of it. Critical thinking, just knowing what to say, how to use it, how you come across, your tone. So I think I use critical thinking. I try to in everyday life like that. Just stop and think before I speak, before I react. That's one of mine.
I think for me, it's a lot of the stuff I do is in a public eye and it's in written form. And so I never want something to come back to me. So I take the time to make sure it's legally consistent, that it's ethical, and just because I know, like, someone might send this to me or cite me or something. So I use it, I try to use it proactively, not reactively.
Yes.
So for me, I'm thinking of three things. I already mentioned my current career as a stylist and how I communicate with my clients, how to bridge that gap of what I have for them and what their need is. Also, talking about AI, those goofy, obviously obvious advertisements when you're scrolling. The voice is not coming from that body. The mouth does not make that motion when it makes that sound. So I'm critically thinking how fake this is. And I'm not believing it, or I'm picking out what are they trying to tell me and do I want to accept it? That's one thing. And then also, like with the politics lately, like critical thinking, you kind of have to, whichever source you're listening to, whether on purpose or it just passes by you, you kind of have to critically think, like, what is the source? Who is this coming from? What is their bias? you just have to critically think about anything someone's trying to sell you. Do I even want this?
If it smells good, you might.
Yes, really, but you know, I heard somebody ask, I was watching something on my phone, and old boy told old boy, here, sell me this pen, and he's like, it's a marker. And he's like, the person that is challenged to sell this marker was like, why would I sell you that? You don't need it. I'm not a good salesperson trying to sell you this if you don't need it. So that, I appreciated that critical thinking from that person telling you, I'm not going to try to sell you something you don't need, that you can critically think your way out of it.
We support our students at GRCC. Real writing for real people.